on my computer. So now this is going to be saved and I'll post this to YouTube later. And I think we are ready to start this show. So, Ed, you know what to do. It's the Tommy Feldman Happy Hour. Welcome. Yay, we did it. Woo, we're here. We made it through another week of the pandemic, or just of work, whatever you choose. It's time to relax and enjoy. This is a talk show, a comedy talk show. We interview comedians and we find out what makes them tick and why they got into comedy. But we also do some comedy here. We do sketches, we do improv, we do anything you can imagine. It's up for grabs here at the Tommy Feldman Happy Hour. And so welcome if you're watching Facebook Live. We are taking questions, or comments or whatever. We'll read them out live. So if you got something funny to say, go right ahead and do that. If you're here to support one of the comics, you can do a shout out. We'll read that as well. And so it's going to be a fun show tonight. We've got some really, really funny comedians, and we're very excited to hear their story. And so welcome. Let us get right into the show. We usually start off with the news of the world.
Yeah.
News of the world. So that's what we're going to do right now, you guys. It's the news of the world brought to you by yours truly. Here we go. So NASA reported a problem this week with its Perseverance Mars rover, saying that pebbles and other crud, that's what they said, other crud, is now clogging up the rover's pipes and preventing it from collecting samples. But they believe they have found a solution, you guys, and it is Drano, you guys, Drano. Good enough for NASA. It's good enough for us, I guess, or it's good enough for your toilet. It's good enough for NASA. That was what I was trying to say. But it is good that they found a solution. It is a good thing because you want to make sure that there's no clogs before you venture to Uranus.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
You want to make sure. So
right.
Yeah, Uranus is not on the table until we get rid of those clogs. Speaking of ways to remove clogs, Arby's just introduced its new Diablo Dare sandwich, which comes in 2 varieties, crispy chicken and smoked brisket. The chain said that the limited time only sandwiches have 5 sources of spice, of heat: ghost pepper jack cheese, fiery hot seasoning, fire roasted jalapenos, and Diablo barbecue sauce served on a red chipotle bun. Whew, sounds pretty spicy, but don't worry, you guys, don't worry. The sandwiches come with a free vanilla shake. A free vanilla shake and a bottle of Tums.
Yeah. I'm sure they make white people sign a disclaimer before they eat that thing. You guys don't handle heat like that, do you? Yeah. They're like, hey, like you probably can't take this, bro. Like, don't eat the whole thing at once, at least. Yeah.
Tommy's sweating just by looking at that picture. He's like, "Is that Tums? Oh God!"
Did you say it was at Arby's? I'm like, that's the one.
It is Arby's. Yes.
I don't like Arby's, dude. Yeah, but I would probably try it for the Dare challenge. You know? Yeah.
I agree with you. I'm not a big Arby's fan either, but I mean, it does look kind of good. I mean, with the spices on there, but
I'm guessing that spice combo was NASA's next idea after the Drano.
Yeah, if they can't, the Drano doesn't work, Diablo Dare sandwich.
Burn it out.
Yeah, probably gonna work. Yeah.
And by the way, and my apologies for mentioning that. So Kelly and Dino and Murad, if you guys want to make any kind of comments on these news items, more than welcome.
Yeah, we're not that obnoxious. That's fair. Yeah,
it's collaborative.
Yeah.
We won't wait for an invitation. That's fine.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. Tesla CEO Elon Musk announced this week that his company will start accepting the cryptocurrency Dogecoin as payment for merch. They have a Giga Texas belt buckle and mini models of their electric vehicles. So I don't know. I find that interesting. I mean, it's not exactly an endorsement though. It's like Dogecoin, you can buy tchotchkes with it.
Yeah.
If you like tchotchkes.
I didn't think that's how you spell Dogecoin. I was like, what's Dogecoin?
Well, I'm glad you
Yeah.
brought that up because, Dogecoin actually is one of the more suspicious of the cryptocurrencies, or the least sort of one of the newer ones. Not really.
Yeah.
So I think what we should do, you guys, I think we should pronounce it the way it really is meant to be pronounced, which is dodgy coin. Dodgy,
Yeah.
dodgy coin, because it is
Nice.
dodgy.
It is.
It is, especially with an animal and wow on it. That looks pretty legit.
Yeah,
It's not the animal that delegitimized it. It's the wow. Let's be
I was
honest.
gonna say,
And the look on the
Animal-
animal's face.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
that
animal,
Doge
you're
is
like,
adorable.
That's a scientist animal. Like that guy has a diploma somewhere. The
Dude,
wow,
obviously.
you're like, hey, that might not be a real animal.
Not to mention the dog is giving you the side eye. He's like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that,
yeah.
right?
I don't.
Like I
This
said
is
at
the
the
first
beginning,
time
of,
this happened. Yeah.
like I said at the beginning of the show, it should be Nixon on that thing, dude. It would make sense. it would make way more sense.
This is legitimate. Yeah, that seems fair.
According to mobile analytics firm App Annie, the pandemic lockdowns over the last year caused a dramatic increase in the average time spent on mobile devices, accounting for 1/3 of our waking hours last year. So that means we spent 1/3 of our time using our phone and the other 2/3 watching Netflix.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Well, you can't masturbate all the time, Tommy. Split
Yeah.
it up between family and private time. That's fair.
That could be part of the Netflix, depending on what you
Yeah.
Hey, Netflix is a respectable company, Tommy. I don't know what you're watching. This is some YouTube. Okay.
They've got some, I don't know, they got some pretty racy
They got they're anime. They're
shows on
anime.
there. I don't know.
I was watching I think it's
What am
called
I,
like
12?
high rise invasion, and that's it, dude. It's straight up like it's like animated porn basically. It's on Netflix, dude. Yeah,
Oh.
but it's actually kind of like intellectually, pretty smart show. I dig it. I dig it.
There's some baking show porn. I mean, some of those slow
Yeah.
turns of the caramel. I'm like, whoa.
So
You guys scared Murad away.
I did.
You should remember that. Okay.
Either
He had to
that
go
or we
watch, he had to go
inspired
get
him.
Netflix.
As soon as Kelly started talking about baking porn, he's like,
Yeah.
whoa, that's
Oh,
too
he's
far
still
for me.
here.
I don't want to be associated with that stuff. Bunch
Still
of
here.
crazy people.
Yeah, fondant, wink.
All right, we got one more story here for you. My Pillow guy Mike Lindell is rumored to have COVID-19. Wah, wah,
Oh, wow.
wah.
Which one is the My Pillow guy? Because they both look like horrible people.
Yeah.
That's Anderson Cooper in the glasses.
He's got
Apparently,
issues.
the world's
nice
most
guy.
famous election fraud and business shyster is under the weather, and his symptoms sound suspiciously like he has coronavirus. Now, he hasn't admitted to having the disease, but it sounds like comeuppance to me, you guys. It sounds like comeuppance. I mean, he's religious, so like they say, Mike Lindell, ask and ye shall receive COVID.
Yeah.
Ask and ye shall.
Man,
He was just.
last I heard, there's like you can get tested and find out if you have it or not, right? Like I don't. Yeah. How can he still be on the fence about it? Like he can. Yeah, that's weird.
See, so you don't need a soul to get COVID.
No, anybody
Oh,
can get it. And that's the news of the world. Give it up
Oh,
for
yeah.
for powerful stories this week, you guys. Powerful stories. So let's move on to our first guest of the night, you guys. And let me find you, Murad. Here you are. I know, Murad, we didn't have a chance to prep, but welcome to the show. Good to see you. Murad, can you hear us okay?
Great to be here.
All right. Now, Murad, I know you're based.
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
You can hear me. You know you're based in Chicago, but I don't know much more. I know you've come on to my open mics a few times on Wednesdays. I appreciate that. But I was just you had one joke that I really liked, and it made me think that there's more
Yep.
to this guy. And that was when you were talking about how when you were in school, you being a Muslim and you team up with the Jewish kids and make fun of the Christian kids for still believing in Santa Claus. So I love that joke, and I wanted to hear more. So Murad, tell us about yourself.
Geez, this is like first day of school all over again. Digging deep, trying to think of something interesting.
Well, what I'm
about me.
interested in knowing mostly is what got you into doing comedy in the first place? Let's start there.
Well, my parents are both baby boomers, so I was sort of introduced to that sort of like 60s, 70s style of comedy, and I just fell in love with it as a kid. And I told my mom, I'm going to be a comedian one day. And her being a good mom, she said, no, you're not. So to me, that was just my way of like rebelling, because I was raised in a very conservative Muslim household. I couldn't drink, couldn't smoke pot. So comedy was just my way of being rebellious. I had to, like, the first year or so just sneak on stage, lie about where I was going.
Okay. And you're now, Murad, you're based in Chicago, is that right?
Yeah, suburbs of Chicago, but yeah.
So where are you still doing mostly Zoom comedy? Are you actually going to clubs? Or are you doing open mics over there or shows? And tell us more about the Chicago comedy scene, because we don't get many comics from Chicago on the show.
I mean, I kind of joke that I'm like semi-retired, but I haven't been on an actual comedy stage since March of 2020. So these Zoom shows are just like a way of scratching the itch for me. I'm gonna try to finish school, and maybe one day when I'm not terrified of giving everyone in my family COVID in exchange for, 5 minutes of dick jokes, maybe I'll get that.
That's a good way to look at it.
I just pretty much only performed at like a few clubs in Chicago. There's one in suburb Allsip called Riddles. That's like my home club. I like performing in like sort of alt spaces, coffee shops. I used to do open mics at my library. But once I like actually grow up and move out of the house, I think I'll try to do more comedy clubs. But for now, I'm content with just doing it over a webcam.
Yeah, you're not alone. I mean, I think, as you can see here, we've still got plenty of comics that are still staying online, like myself included. I haven't really been out very much, and the same reason as you. So what about going forward, Murad? I mean, I normally I would play a clip of comedy. I didn't see any of yours online, but we don't have to do that tonight. Maybe you could send me a clip later on and we'll post it on our page. But what about
one?
You do?
I had 2 clips of me that exist online. One was a clip taken at Riddles, but I could not for the life of me find the file for it.
Okay.
And the other is a clip from the third open mic I ever went to was at a coffee shop near my house, and I bombed terribly.
Oh.
And they posted like a 5-second snippet of it. I forget what the joke was even about. I don't know. Something about, like you mentioned in your monologue, I just used my phone way too much.
Right.
Really strong.
What about going forward, Murad? I mean, are you going to be doing any, I don't know, Zoom shows where, like, beyond what you're already doing, any producing any Zoom shows, or just simply doing Zoom mics, or what's your plan for the next few months or year?
Just keep doing Zoom mics. Maybe if I'm going to be busy for the next couple of months. I'm interning right now. So
okay.
Once I have a second free time, maybe I'll think about hosting a Zoom mic.
You said interning. You mean as an intern, like a medical intern, or some other type of intern?
Yeah, I'm just, right now I'm interning, like learning multimedia journalism right now.
Okay,
so
got it.
So once that's over, I'll maybe try to throw together a Zoom mic.
Okay.
Teach me your ways, Tommy.
Yeah. See, I don't know if the other comics, I don't know if you guys want to ask Murad a question, but this is what I like about Murad's style. He's like this understated poker face kind of guy, but like everything he says has a little bit of a zing to it. So that's what I like about him. Does anybody else have anything they want to ask Murad before we move on?
What was the first joke you ever told?
First joke I ever told was a story actually. Like I've always kind of struggled with being like a white passing Arab guy. So I never had a lot of Arab friends growing up. And I was going into story was I went to like a convenience store, Arab-owned convenience store by my house. And the guy at the counter greeted me like, he said, hello. And I'm like, oh, this guy just thinks I'm white. This guy doesn't know I'm an Arab. Like, because Arabs don't say hello to each other. Arabs greet each other. It's like they haven't seen it, like they haven't seen each other since the war. Like, Kelly. Say hi. Hey, Kelly. Kelly, my friend, so good to see you. So good to hear your voice. I go in and the guy is being a total dick, and I just bought like one bag of gummy worms, and I'm like, here's my chance. Here's my chance. It's my chance. He hands me a receipt. I say, shukran habibi. And he's like, afwan habibi. I'm like, that's what I wanted when I came in. That was the first joke I ever told.
Well, guys, give it up for Murad. That's a great way to end that interview. Nice. That's a great joke. Murad, when you do get that other clip, or if you find, just send it in, and we'll post it on our homepage there. But thanks, Murad, for coming on the show. Don't go anywhere because you're part of the quiz show later on.
All right.
So stand by. All right, guys. So now it's time to move on to the next segment. And Ed, I see, is here, so we'll place my spotlight, guys. Improv. Give it up for Ed Ruben.
Hey, everybody. Hey, welcome to the improv segment. So improv here is, well, it violates all the rules of improv because normal improv tells you never ask a question, and our game we play is called Only Questions. So everything we say should be in the form of a question. And usually we just ask for volunteers or who wants to do this. So any guest is willing to participate, and then we'll just pair people together. So Kelly is volunteering. Dino is volunteering.
Sure.
Murad is volunteering. Eric, did you want to do it?
Oh yeah, I'll jump in this, bro.
All right, cool. All right, so I guess Kelly and I will be the first people up, and Tommy is going to find the web page that gives us our inspiring words. And so Kelly will have the honor of choosing which, if she wants a location, relationship, or word, and then we'll just go from there.
Location.
What? Bloodstream.
What? Yeah. That's a very specific location.
Are these quarters tight in here?
Are you the manager?
Are you a white blood cell?
That's right.
Am I supposed to be here?
How did you get in here?
Do I do anything?
Do you know Rick Moranis?
Do I know Rick Moranis?
Do you know who Rick Moranis is?
Is this thing on?
What are you on?
What do I do?
Have you been baking again?
Is this your first day too?
Was it that obvious?
Am I good at this?
Am I good at this?
Are we not supposed to be doing this right now?
What are we doing?
Are we good or evil?
In what vein?
That's good.
Where is Captain America?
Is that his shield there?
Did you pay to get in here?
We'll call that
You're too good, dude. Yeah, no one was messing up. Oh man,
that was perfection, you guys. That was like, just kept going and going. So
I want to retract it. I no longer want to be involved in that. What the hell just happened?
yeah.
I don't know. All right, who's our next? All right, Eric and who? Dino or Murad?
Murad and Eric, maybe.
All right.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right. Murad, you have the choice.
We'll do relationship.
Good.
Did you know that Dino, the genetic marvel, used to drive a bus?
Really? Tell me about that.
You never heard about that?
Has to be a question, Murad. Has to be a question.
I was talking to Tina. Okay. This is one going downtown, right?
I think you're. If do you remember Kelly Zemnickis?
She the one that fell down the stairs in 9th grade?
No, wasn't she the one that sold pop brownies to Dino?
Pop brownies, like, were they
Wait,
like keto brownies,
wait.
or
Are you a cop?
do I look like one?
Would you say that if you weren't?
What do you think?
I don't know. I think you're a cop. I don't know what to say after that.
All right. Nice job,
Right on,
guys.
man.
My mom would be very upset if I didn't mention that I once was the last kid on the school bus because it was my first day at kindergarten and I never got off.
Oh,
so
wow.
the school bus dropped me off at home.
Dude, that's a brilliant way to cut school, though. Like, it wasn't even my fault.
Oh, no,
It
this
drove me
was
back.
after school.
Oh.
So I didn't learn anything the first day, apparently. All right, who's our next victims? Dino, and did you want to do this, Tommy, or did you want to do it again, Kelly?
I'll do it again.
All right.
Oh no.
All right.
Kelly's I'm screwed. Damn it.
It's gonna be fine.
It's not a competition. This is a team.
I'm pretty sure
sport.
everything's a competition, Edward.
It is, dude. May the best Canadian win.
Oh,
Neither of us are really
All right.
I was Jerry, you were
Dino,
tonight.
just to give you an edge, we'll let you choose which of the 3 categories you would like.
word. Is
So
that
goal
the
to
right
get more-
direction?
have you done this before?
Can anyone say they have?
What is a target?
It depends on your intent. What is that?
Do you know why I'm here?
I usually ask my wife. Have you asked her?
Is it true you have won every award in this category?
I think I just had a stroke, so I'm
We'll
gonna say
pull
no.
that one. Good job, you guys. All right.
Yeah,
Congratulations to Kelly for making Dino speechless.
Yeah.
That's
Dude,
an achievement.
dude,
I
Kelly
feel like
is
that
a
gets a
straight.
sash, a minimum. Like
I
maybe.
never, I never seen someone so. Dude, Kelly is like, dude, you're so professional at this. Like, it's like not
Yeah.
even a game for you. You just have the question loaded. It's tight. Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah.
Well, guys, good job. Let's one more time, just for everybody.
Except for me. Thank you. for
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Except for me,
Boo
everyone
that,
did a great
man.
job.
Boo Dino.
Boo this man right
Boo
here.
this man.
And speaking of which, guys, Dino the Genetic Marvel is on our show. Welcome,
Yeah.
Dino the Genetic
Hello.
Marvel.
Oh wait, he's getting an interview by default. That's weak, dude.
I am too heavy to remove from the screen at this point, so we're just going to keep adding people. That's how it works.
Well, welcome, Dino, to the show. Now, there's so much to unpack here.
Fat
and
joke?
we-
Go fuck yourself. No,
We
sorry.
did talk. Now, truth be told, didn't mention this earlier when we were talking about last time I saw you, but I think last time I saw you, I don't know why, but I definitely got a Ted Cruz vibe from you last time. I don't know why. Like the way you looked, your beard at that time, the way you had it, I was like, I don't know why, but it gave me a Ted Cruz sort of
Well,
thing.
he's like a
is
Wish.com
Canadian.
version of me. So, like, I would be like top tier Amazon edition.
Yeah.
If you ordered me off of Wish.com, you'd get Ted Cruz. So,
Well,
And yeah, Ted
that's
Cruz
what I
is
was gonna
Canadian.
say.
That's a good
Yeah,
point.
you share the Canadian thing. But earlier, you and Kelly said you're not really Canadian. What did you mean by that?
well, we're both foreigners, right? Like, so we were.
Oh.
I think Kelly was born in Canada. Is that correct, Kelly?
I'm first generation.
Same
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
Okay.
My parents and Kelly's parents are both foreigners here to steal people's jobs, and they successfully did it with themselves
Oh.
and many children. So worked out
Interesting.
quite well.
Now, where does the name Dino the Genetic Marvel come from?
Well, I'm a
Here
Big
we
Mac
go.
away from 400 pounds, plus or minus. So, but I'm also a man of that size that does not have breasts. And, I'm not a scientist, but like, I'll tell you, like, I have a chest. These are pecs that I can bounce without my hands. That means, that's magic. I might be a wizard. So.
Okay, I understand.
Mhm.
Well, I'm not trying to earn brownie points here, but you don't look like that weight. You don't look like 400 pounds. But anyway.
Yeah, you do.
This isn't actually hair. I just painted the lower half of my face.
Now, Dino, you're based in Toronto, and I don't know much about how long you've been doing comedy or your background or what kind of your comedy career. Why don't you tell us, take a few minutes and tell us a little bit about your story, your comedy story and such.
Well, I'm big enough that people can't, push me out of a room, which has become advantageous throughout my life. Also the added fact that I've never had an issue with saying my mind. The advantage is I have a face like a cinder black and hands that could only look like, meat hooks. So I've always felt the need to express myself in various situations. I used to be a financial planner. And the same year that I got a watch for 15 years of service, I also got fired. So from there, I didn't really know what to do, but I was going through a whole upheaval in my life, just emotionally and kind of figuring out what did I want to do with my life. And the fact is, as you can tell, I can just talk forever unless people start asking me to ask questions. I'm more of a, on the receiving end of questions. I give answers. I'm not a questions kind of guy. So that's generally what happened. So I thought of doing comedy. I put my name on a list and I went to the place and I brought people. So the person that ran the show, in what I learned is proper tradition, decided to leave me to the absolute end when all of the people had almost left. And no more comics were there to see my set. But I did 5 minutes and people laughed and went from there. So after that, I just said, I just like making people laugh and entertaining people. And that's kind of what's happened.
Well, you did send us a clip of your comedy, so I thought we would go ahead and play that to give people a sense of your comedy style. So let me find that for you. You want to
I was
set
a lot
this up
fatter in this video.
for us? I mean, I know we a lot of us are familiar with Yuck Yucks, but tell me a little bit more about this particular clip. Is there something?
Well, this was the first time that I actually got to do a set at Yuck Yucks. So that was really fun. It was still the amateur night, but I was able to do it with a lot of pros and show them how to get laughs. No, I was funny, but realistically, I was still fairly new. So I went, and this was actually just outside the city, but it was the first time I did it, and it was pretty enjoyable. But my comedy has changed, and I've also lost about 90 pounds since this picture. So you get to see a lot more of my crotch when I'm standing than you do here.
All right. Well, that's a good way to set it up. All right, guys. So here we'll play a couple minutes from Dino's Yuck Yucks appearance. Here we go.
I'm tired. Wasn't the walk over here, it was the stare. It's all right, guys. My wife loves me. She says I look like Benedict Cumberbatch in my x-rays. And thanks for not saying anything at the fact that I'm married. you're all going to hell for that. Just not believing that shit, that's not right. So, it's all right. Second time's a charm. And just so none of you think it, I did not eat my first wife. I squished her. Guys, it's tough when you look kind of like a homeless Santa this time of year. And you know, I have a little message for parents that are walking around with their children, and their children ask, "Is that Santa?" And they say, "Why don't you ask him?" Fuck you. Guys, these are difficult when people describe you as a 6-midget Voltron walking around. It has its issues. It has its issues, right? And that's, you know, I stand out. I'm used to being stared at, and it's fine. It's not a big deal. But now there's a lot of Christmas parties for workplaces. That makes it a little difficult when everyone's like, "Hey, Dino," and I'm like, "Hey, guy, shit." And I have no idea who the fuck they are. But the one good thing is I've learned some things in the years that I've been around, which is like 1,000, obviously, how I look, is that if you remember someone you don't want to talk with, okay, this is very key now, be careful how you use this. It depends on who you're doing it to. When you shake their hand, you give them the dongle. Anyone know what this is? Okay. It's when you shake the hand and you put your finger in the middle of the palm. Okay? Now, if this is a person you don't want to hang out with, it works out well because they immediately go, "Ew." And you do not have to deal with them at all. It's very advantageous.
I have never heard of the dongle.
Yeah. So I only realized after watching it that my hand goes out of screen and you can't tell what it is. So that's when you shake hands, when you go to the middle of their palm. Trust me, they get freaked out.
Well, I couldn't see it, but I knew what you were talking about. That was very descriptive. So now we were kind of talking a little bit earlier about, you know, Zoom now being your preferred method for comedy right now. But what's your sort of what do you got on your plate as far as shows go, and what do you want to promote tonight here on the show?
Well, to start off, so today is 3 weeks that I have not smoked. So I've started killing just rampantly, just murdering people left, right, and center. I will describe it later on in my memoirs. That will happen in jail as heinous crimes, both in number and just horribleness, because smoking is way better. It's way better than whatever this garbage is. But yeah, no, I in regards to you know, Zoom and everything like that, is I've enjoyed doing Zoom just in the fact that it helps keeps you know, all the gears greased, and that you get to be able to make people laugh and everything. But you know, I still miss doing stand-up and being able to spit in people's mouths. That is a great pastime that I think we all remember. But now I've kind of I do a few podcasts. One is usually Tuesday nights live on Facebook and YouTube, called Idiot Says What. I have another one that's called Sports Balls, which sounds like sports, but it's all fat guys and people who don't like sports. So, you know, but yeah, no, I've been doing a lot of shows like that where we just kind of talk funny, which is enjoyable because, let's be honest, I don't want to see people in real life. That just seems horrible. And I look a lot thinner over Zoom, so it works a lot better, you know. And I have pictures in my, you know, live, laugh, love. I've changed. It's so nice. I'm, you know, emotionally stable and great and very entertaining.
Well, good, Dino. I like your energy. I think your energy. People can tell that, and well,
I don't have to move a lot here. That's why.
Well, I'm sure that, you know, people will keep checking you out on Zoom, and certainly we'd like to promote you here on our show. So if you have anything you want to, I'll put the clip from tonight in our homepage. But if you have anything else going forward, you just tell us, the podcast, whatever it is, we'll promote it. And guys, give it up for Dino, the genetic marvel, for
thanks everyone
to this show, and stick around because you are part of our quiz show later on.
Absolutely.
And let's keep the show rolling, you guys. Now, here at the Tommy Feldman Happy Hour, it is generally a free show and with a very low budget, but occasionally we are able to get companies who give us a little bit of a sponsorship. And there's one gentleman who's uniquely able to find these companies and get them to sponsor us. Guys, give it up for our business manager, Eric Newton.
Oh, hey. What's up, everybody? Hey, I'm not muted, am I?
Nope.
You're okay.
Awesome. Dude, awesome. Loud and clear. Everything here. Check it out. How's everybody doing? End of another maybe great week, maybe not, but who knows? We're here for the happy hour, so we're gonna have a good time right now. All right. Because this week, the Tommy Feldman happy hour, we teamed up with Tinder. All right, dude. And we're getting, dude, I came up with this great promotion. All right, this promotion is brilliant. All right, we're gonna give our fans a once in a lifetime chance to go on a date with a well-known comedian. Okay, dude. Just imagine a night on the town in San Luis Obispo with Facebook favorite Tommy Feldman, or dude, you're for a special treat because you're here tonight. This tall glass of maple syrup, Canadian comedian Dino the Genetic Marvel. All right, so look, dude, one chance ever. All right, all you got to do, to enter this contest, all you do is download Tinder, create a profile, and then like if you happen to match with either of these two catches you see on the screen right here. All right. By the way, I made these Tinder profiles without their consent, and I don't even care. All right. Look, that's all you gotta do. If you match with them, you win a date with them. It's that simple. Okay. Now look, due to the sensitive nature of Tinder's business model, I do have to read a couple of disclaimers on air. Okay. Just bear with me. It's only a few. It's only a couple. The first disclaimer is, okay, this one pertains to the unlikely event that you match with Tommy Feldman, okay? Now, even if you happen to get lucky enough to match with Tommy, that does not guarantee that you're getting some dick, okay? Like, believe me, I know. I've tried. Tommy's hella picky. He's got very high standards. You know, for a comedian his age, maybe his standards are too high. I don't know. All right, that just know that. Okay, that it might not be on the table. The second disclaimer pertains to the highly unlikely event you even consider swiping right on Dino. Okay. If you happen by some stroke of God's genius, if you happen to match with Dino, the genetic marvel, I can guarantee you this: you are going to have a bad time. You're going to be very disappointed. He's a terrible person. I don't know why anybody would ever want to date him. Okay.
Accurate.
I know he's going to show up wearing a t-shirt that says something mean, like "It's you, it's not me." I'm something like that. That's just how he is. I know. All right. Okay. And here's the final disclaimer. Okay. It's rumored. I've seen things on the internet, but I guess Tommy and Dino are happily married. I guess like that's a real thing that exists. I guess
I'm happy.
I don't know.
I'm happy.
But anyway, so you know, I don't know how determined you are to get them to commit adultery, but if it doesn't happen, if you don't find love with Tommy, or if you don't find love with Tommy or Dino, you can always consider me. Okay, look, dude, I can guarantee you, I absolutely guarantee you, you will love this Martin Luther King Day sale I'm having on my OnlyFans page. This weekend only. All right, I'm slashing prices, bro. Like $2 to see my foot. You feel me? Sorry, hold on.
Rex Newton, thirst trap galore.
Oh,
Right
man.
there.
Wow.
Okay. Because look, okay, because just like Martin Luther King, if you've ever had a dream that involved if you ever had to involve BBC in any way, shape, or form, I can take you to the promised land for like $20 a month. All right. So that's all we have for this week on the Tommy Feldman Happy Hour. We'll be back soon with more sponsors.
Hi, you guys.
You know what? I asked Eric, I'm like, hey man, can I come to the Tommy Feldman show last night? And the bastard spent all night working on it.
I did.
I applaud you, sir.
Literally did, I had a completely different bit planned. I was like, oh wait, Dino's coming. Hold up. Let me think of something new.
I invited him to a show I was supporting, and he did 7 minutes on things about Dino Genetic Marvel.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
It's fantastic. I love it.
Thank you.
I'm that much of a narcissist where I'm like, you're talking about me? Love it.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I love that. I am not 83. I don't know why you put 83 in my profile, but that's
Definitely retirement age. Definitely
I don't.
retirement age.
I mean, I'm not 83. I am married, happily married. But no, yeah, I am not. I would not currently on Tinder, but after seeing that, and I don't know, maybe I should give it a whirl. Who knows? I don't know. It's
Dude,
food for thought, Eric. Thank you.
If you're a comedian in the Bay Area, you have to have Tinder jokes, dude. That's all
Have to
they
have
do
Tinder
out here,
jokes.
dude. That's all they do. Yeah.
Exactly. Well done on the sponsors and ladies.
Yeah.
Eric is single, so comedians, they're always single ones are ready and available for you. Here at the Tommy Feldman Happy Hour. All right, so let's move it on. Let's move on.
Oh, come on, Tommy. You're trying so hard, man. He put me up at 24 like I aged like milk. And you're complaining that he said you're 83? Come on, man.
All right.
I think he's scared because he just saw Logan's run. He's like, I don't know. They can't find out how old I really am. I'm just joking. All right, I'm done.
Well, let's guys.
Hi.
We have guests return to the show, and I'm very, very honored to have Kelly Zemnickis back. Guys, give it up for Kelly for coming back on the show.
Hey.
Now, last time we were here, Kelly, we talked about a little bit about your comedy. We talked about, at that time, No Responders Left Behind, I think, had just come out, but now 6 months have gone by. So the first thing I guess to cover is catch us up on that documentary. How did it do, and what's the outcome?
Yeah, I'm hoping it's doing well. I don't get the reports from Discovery Plus on how it's going, but it is streaming. Discovery Plus is now available in Canada. I think it took like 2 months after the US and pretty much every other country on the planet for it to come to Canada. So
okay,
it was a couple of months of telling my family, yeah, you can watch it on my laptop, because that just sounds professional. But yeah, Discovery Plus is now in Canada, and No Responders Left Behind is streaming on it. And yeah, it's just been so trippy. Just before Toronto went back into a lockdown, which we're currently under, I think, our 78th of the year 2022. It's been a long year. But just before we went back into lockdown, we actually had a screening at a cinema in downtown Toronto, and it was awesome to see it on the big screen. And when the person was taking my ticket and was asking, where are you going? I'm like, that's my movie. It was very trippy.
Yeah.
So
No,
cool.
just out of curiosity, I mean, I'm, my day job, I don't know if you know this, but I'm a business, I do management consulting, but when I hear, I'm very curious to know like how the business deal, how that works out. I mean, do you, as a producer, do you now get like a percentage or some sort of like a royalty every time it plays on Discovery Plus? Has this brought you other documentary business? How does this connect to it all?
Well, in terms of like the financial stuff, between myself and the other 3 producers on the film, we have our breakdown of like how much money we get. And so there was the initial deal between our distribution company, which is Blue Ant Media, and Discovery Plus. And so we get a thing from that. And then once Discovery, they basically have, the first rights window on it. So once that expires and Blue Ant can go off to, like, for argument's sake, CNN or NBC, then a different thing would yield maybe a different amount of money. But this is, I mean, I 100%, I don't think any documentary filmmaker gets into documentary life for the money.
Okay.
But I will say this has been a pretty nice paycheck. I'm not going to complain at all.
Great.
And in terms of other projects, yes, I'm currently working on a series idea and then a documentary short concept. So yeah, in the process of putting the groundwork on that now. So this was my first documentary out of the gate. I hit a good home run, I think. So we'll see how the next one goes.
Great. It allows you, I mean, something like that where you have that royalties coming in, and then you can focus creatively. And I know we talked about your cooking channel, you have that, you have your comedy. So you can be very creative, and it helps to have sort of the income, I suppose.
Yeah, it's good to have to just kind of put in the bank, because as performers, when, like, for me, that's basically my bread and butter. I do a bit of work in post-production,
Mhm.
but when you have something like this where you can put a little bit in the nest egg
Yeah.
and then use that for a rainy day,
Right.
it's nice. So I'm very, very lucky that
What's going
it
on?
works
So
out.
speaking of the cooking channel, so you also are doing this. Tell us a little bit about that. What's the latest on that? How's that going?
Yeah, so you can probably tell by the Zoom background, I
Yeah.
like my food. So on my YouTube channel, which is my name, Kelly Zemnickis, I have a baking show called It'll Be Fine, a baking show. A title which I came up with before the world shut down. This was a pre-pandemic title, but it's worked really well. And we are weeks away. February the 8th will be our 200th episode,
Wow.
which is awesome sauce. And I'm going to do it live on my YouTube channel. And I'm really, really excited about getting that underway. But it's a fun way to connect with friends. Like Dino's been on the show a couple of times, both in my kitchen and doing the virtual version of it on Zoom or Skype. I still can't believe Skype is probably going into like year 2 of the pandemic and like really no one's calling us. Like really, I feel so bad. But yeah, it's just been an awesome way to connect with friends because pre-pandemic, I loved having people over, getting different friends together, telling stories, breaking bread. And this gives me a way to do that virtually and still connect with someone and make a dish. And it's been good for the soul, for sure.
Now you said I found a clip of yours online, and because you're also doing some stand-up, and I thought, because last time we only played, I think we had played your
The Zoom clip.
Zoom clip, but this time we have one from the.
I know.
So do you want to set this up for us? The TO.
Yeah, the TO Zoom stream, a wonderful show that Ross Hammond, Toronto-based comedian and producer, does on Zoom, and then took live to the Comedy Bar in Toronto. I think this was the last one he did before Toronto went back into lockdown. But it was wonderful to be on a stage in a club holding a mic stand and all that stuff. So it was cool.
You looked like you were having a great time. Let's play a couple minutes from this. This is Kelly Zemnickis at the TO Zoom show. Here we go.
Guys, we have one final comedian, and she is fantastic. Our next comic hosts It'll Be Fine, a baking show on YouTube, and she is also featuring on Scotch Egg at the Social Capital Theater on November 18th. Could we get a quick Zoom? 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 Give it up for Kelly Zemnickis, everybody!
She wanna dance 'cause she likes the groove, so come on, fatso, and just bust the move.
I'll be tall one day. One day I'll be tall. But I'll be tall. Fun fact, on my driver's license, it says I'm 5'6". Yeah, because I'm taller when I sit. Who knew? Evan was mentioning he's in the Gangly gang. I'm in the hippie gang. Anyone else? Hipsters. Am I a hipster then? Is that what I am? I guess. I'm not sure. Oh, man. I just came with Evan from the Giller Awards. We just came right over. We zoomed over CBC show that was on tonight, honoring Canada's literary crowd. And I'm just going to do a type 5 on how much I hate photocopiers right now. Fuck, I really... Oh my Lord. It's like with any machinery, the day you really need something to work, it's like, do I want to? Do I want to make all those scripts happen? No, of course not. So it's great. You wouldn't know, I'm not going to go into it. I could seriously just hear bitch about photocopiers, but I won't do that to you good fine folks. Won't do it. But we seem to be a crowd that's into drugs, from what I have heard. Yeah! Woo! Oh my gosh. Drugs actually, a lot of folks got into some fun hobbies during the pandemic, A lot of our friends probably got into baking or gardening, stuff like that. I started doing drugs during the pandemic. Yay! I did. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. I can't go a day now without doing this really hard to digest iron supplement.
Well, I'm sure it was a great start to the set, but guys, give it up
Yay.
for Kelly.
That was a fun
Yeah, those
show.
iron supplements. Not to mention nowadays, everyone wants you to have elderberry as well.
Yeah, I found out I was anemic in the pandemic, so yeah, so it's happened to me. Yay.
So Kelly, there's so much going on with all the different things you're doing. I mean, is there anything you want to promote tonight that's coming up that our audience might be interested in?
Well, definitely like and subscribe to the YouTube channel because I think doing It'll Be Fine Baking Show Live is going to be a trip. It's going to be really good. And so that's something to promote. Once a month, the first Sunday of each month, I do a Zoom show called Comedy Coffee, which is a really fun Sunday afternoon thing, 2 p.m. Eastern. Follow me on the socials for all of that good stuff. And yeah, we'll see where the documentary goes and what I do next, but I'm always creating and keeping busy. I've found the past 2 years has been a really great time to be creative. I know not everybody can say that, but I've just been really fortunate. So it's fun to do all this stuff. So.
Well, we always like having you on the show, Kelly, and you're welcome anytime to the show.
Thanks.
Tell us what's going on. And guys, give it up for Kelly Zemnickis.
The documentary is awesome. I watched it a couple weeks ago. It's cool.
Thanks, Niko.
It's so good. Y'all should watch it.
Thank you.
And that was the voice of Niko Lukoff, everybody. So let's since he's on, let's replace the spotlight. Guys, give it up for Niko Lukoff, our displaced.
Hey gang, thanks for having me. So people aren't aware, I think most people here, everybody here does. Displaced Comedians, a Facebook group, started almost 2 years ago. Now I started to connect to do Zoom mics and shows and stuff. That's where I met Kelly and everybody here that I know. So it's weird because it's kind of gone like a lot of Zoom mics have stopped. Oh, and I have a list there too of a bunch of, you can go to displacedcomedians.com if you want to see a list of a bunch of mics, but check out to see if they're still going because a lot have stopped. And people are letting me know when that happened, and I can't keep track of all that because I'm not at 200 Zoom mics a week anymore. But what's really cool is a lot of them are popping up, like more just coming up, this, supply and demand. We know how to do it now. We know how to connect and do this. And one thing that I just started recently doing this last week is I finally bought a Zoom account and ran a couple of pop-up feedback mics. And I think that that's one of my favorite things of Zoom is how easy it is to just take notes and give each other tags and just sit and talk. Because we know most Zooms are just the comics talking, but if it's not just depends on the format. Some of them are set up to just be really long, and a lot of people come in and out the whole time. Some are set up to be more like an intimate 5 to 10 people, go around, do sets, and just talk about it and help each other on it. And I've been doing some of those, and that's a fun thing that I intend to keep doing. This last week, I just haven't been able to get out because I live in Idaho. We don't believe in COVID here. I mean, so we do comedy, live stuff. But some of the comics are getting COVID. And one, I actually got convinced them to do a Zoom last night. So he was hopping on the feedback mic, and it's really cool to actually connect to people, other comics in other areas that I visited when I traveled for my real job and did comedy live, who were at home, and we got to connect. So we had people on there who I've Zoomed with for almost 2 years, people who would and then people who have never done Zoom before, working together, helping each other give feedback. And no, I'm not happy that the spikes and all that stuff, but this is a neat time for us to take advantage of being able to do this together. And I'm just super excited to be able to kind of be a part of that and connect and all that. And it's pretty fun. Another thing that I'm doing is I haven't released my first episode yet, but I have my first guest and some other ones. I'm going to start doing a podcast just because during this time I've met so many awesome comedians around the globe, and they're super interesting people that I want to talk to, learn more about. And I think I have fun conversations other people will be interested in. Usually this isn't 5 minutes of me just plugging things that I'm doing. That's usually not what I'm doing. But it's just such a neat opportunity right now, and if folks are out there watching and haven't done a Zoom, it's not everybody's into it, and it's fine, it's weird, it's different. I don't care if you like it or don't, but people are doing stuff and being able to connect. Like Tommy's doing his mic, Kelly does a mic with her and Desiree, really fun. It's a bi-weekly invite kind of showy kind of thing, and it's just a real fun environment to connect and do that. and you can still go do live stuff if that's going on where you're at. After I do this, I'm actually going to drive to a place in Boise who's looking to get comedy there, and I'm going to trying to work some stuff to do some live shows there. So I'm pretty excited about that too. I want to do some stuff too, hybrid stuff where we're able to stream stuff from there, because I think that's really cool. To be able to have a live show streamed outward, and potentially at some point the other direction, be like, hey, now that everyone's done their sets, here's my friend from Canada, here's my friend from, I know Canada's not a one specific small place, but you know what I mean? Here's the guy from Toronto or from wherever, and you're able to put on a screen or something. And I think it's a neat time to do all that. And I have seen an uptick in people joining displaced comedians. I think a lot of people are finding, and this isn't a brag, it's just to say like more people are connecting and realizing like if the more we connect and help each other, the better off we're all going to be, in my opinion. And a lot of those people are doing live shows. A lot of people aren't doing Zooms. They're just, hey, I'm doing things. I'm going to New York. Who's doing shows there? I'm going over here. What can I do over here? And people just connecting and bringing this stuff together. So I'm pretty excited. It feels like a very exciting time right now for the Zoom. I feel like it's like a resurgence of it, kind of like.
Well, I was going to ask Niko. I'm sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to ask if you confer with or believe this that I do, that it seems like everyone left Zoom sometime last summer, maybe, or sort of towards the end of the year after, we thought maybe this thing was going to subside. And now I'm seeing a little bit of a rush back on the Zoom, and people are like, uh-oh, this might be all we're going to get for a little while. How about you? You see?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's what I've been seeing is people like saying, hey, because I do this little 3-question questionnaire to join the group. And one of the questions is, why do you want to be here? And a lot of it is like, hey, I'm hunkered down now. A lot of it's I want to connect with live stuff, but a lot of it's like, hey, I just want to get on Zooms. I think it's a good way to practice and not be so rusty. I got on stage and and I hadn't done any comedy in a year. No, I want to get some work you can do it. And it's obviously different. Like I had some challenges being stuck on Zoom for so long and then going live. Like it's been a challenge to rewire some things, but more skill sets, you know. And absolutely. Now you can do corporate shows. I haven't. I'm not not a super. I haven't been booked on any, but like I know comics that are. One that did like 12 corporate shows like in one day through Zoom. Ashley Goodman we've had her on the show before. She's awesome. But yeah, to answer your question in a shorter way, absolutely. Yeah. It's people are coming back into it. A lot of people were there the whole time, and then it's just people are putting up rooms because we know how to do it. We'll always be able to do more rooms. It's not hard to. I mean, there's effort involved in running them. Yeah, but it's definitely not booking a venue and everyone getting there and all that. Like it's.
Absolutely. Well, to your point, like because I do that Wednesday, I have the Wednesday open mic I do with Amira, and I'm surprised sometimes, like people that I'm pretty sure are headliners just show up, just to track us. And so, I mean, that legitimizes the whole thing, if you ask me, that you have, that kind of level.
Absolutely agree. Because they're seeing, like I chat I had on Facebook with the comic that was on the one last night, and I messaged this one was talking about it. And he's just like, look, that was fun. It was different. Sure, it was a different way to do it, but jokes were told and advice was given, like flat out. We all helped each other and we got great tags. And I'm like, you could go to a couple of live open mics and not get that feedback. It's a little different of a format. And so I'm excited to go back out and do some live stuff with some newer stuff.
Great. Well, guys, give it up for Niko Lukoff for coming on the show. Always a welcome, always good advice he gives us from his perspective on Displaced. And guys, that's thank you, Niko, once again. All right. Let's see, Hailey. I just saw Hailey. Here we go. Hi, Hailey. Welcome to. I mean, you're one of our regulars tonight. You're just checking in. I wanted to give you an opportunity to say hello and see if there's anything that you wanted to promote or talk about, or just anything you want to tell us about.
Not necessarily. My closest show is on March 4th. I mean, we can talk about, the back-to-back birthdays that just had in this group, Tommy or Eric and then Tommy. That's right. Pretty big news. Yes. Did you guys talk about that already?
No. Us Capricorns were a bit demure.
Subtle. So actually, it's not like I got older. You all got older.
I went. I went to Tommy's mic on his birthday. That was fun. That was really cool, dude. Yeah.
So because Hailey, you're down in LA, and it's a little bit of a different situation down there compared to, say, the Bay Area or where I am. But I'm just curious to ask you about the LA scene. Is it like super locked down now, or what's the LA comedy scene doing, if
Well, let
anything?
me tell you, we're all out here getting Omicron. I'm staying home.
Yeah, okay.
I'm staying home, passing out mic condoms, telling people to play safe. But yeah, people are out here just licking mics and licking each other. That's where we are
Okay.
at.
Okay. That's what I was wondering. All
How
right.
is it over where you guys are? Is it the same?
Well, I hear in the news about LA County as being super strict, but I'm in San Luis Obispo County, and it's not at all strict. Like they don't check anything. Zero.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
I mean, LA is strict. Like you can't go to the gym without showing your vaccine card. I don't know if a slotted mic in a random bar is strict ever. Like I don't think they check IDs for alcohol, to be frank. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's true.
So the bars show up. We want to laugh. Yeah, I mean, at least it's, most people are vaccinated here in LA.
Yep.
So, well, I would say like 75%, and then the 25% are just really loud about not being vaccinated. Even if they are.
Right.
So it's like, at least Omicron is not as terrible. I don't know if you guys are strict about, I mean, we're on Zoom. So like, I think it's safe to be like, I don't want it.
Yeah, I don't like this try to make it sound like, oh, it's not so bad. I don't believe any of that. But well, thanks, Hailey, for popping in. We're going to do the quiz now. So we're always looking forward to your participation on that. So and Dino, by the way, is so he had trouble with the internet. He says he's here. I think he's watching live. So we'll get Dino's input through the Facebook chat. But let's go get right into the quiz. So here at Tommy Feldman Happy Hour, we do a unique kind of quiz. What we do here is we play commercials from, let me just get this going here, commercials from Japan, because I used to live there and I love the comedy that they have in Japan. And I was always looking for a way to incorporate it back into my comedy. And this is how I do it on this show. I play clips and, oh good, Dino's back. I play clips of commercials from Japan. I stop them halfway and I have my comedy guests try to guess what the commercial's about. And it gets kind of funny. You could guys, comics, you can make real guesses, fake guesses, whatever you want, but we'll just try to have fun with it. For those of you that are still watching live, you can also take guesses as well. With that, let's go right into the quiz show. If I can get it going here. Exit full screen.
The advertisement for copiers.
And the advertisement. Okay.
Dude,
Reliable copiers.
Ed's a ringer. Ed always gets it.
Okay, so now full disclosure, tonight's commercials, some of them are funny, but some of them are just kind of interesting. I always like to play commercials that I just think are talk about Japanese culture or interest as well. So yeah, with that, let's just go ahead and start. So and you guys can ask me for a replay if you need to. Okay, let's go. Right after this, car.
書きます。バナナなんだけどバナナじゃないみたいなそんな感じ。できた。
That's amazing.
What is going on here, you guys?
Wow.
This is completely bizarre. Can anybody tell me what this is commercials for? Let's start with Murad. Murad, what on earth is this a commercial for?
A Microsoft Surface Pro.
Yeah.
Microsoft Surface?
That's a good guess.
This just has the same vibe as the
It does. They have that like drum in the background. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Kelly, what do you think this is a?
I'm gonna go like an art school.
Okay.
Like a college of some kind.
It's pretty impressive what she did here.
Yeah.
Dino, what do you think?
Well, Tommy, if you know anything about world politics, you know that there's an ongoing war of Japan against the raccoon population. And this is what they're doing to try to tell people to mislead raccoons into thinking their banana peels are fish, which raccoons notoriously don't like fish. And that's what it is.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Facebook Live audience, I mean, there's 3 of you watching.
spot
live.
on.
If any of you want to make a guess, go right ahead. Facebook Live, any guesses? No? All right, let's move it on then to our regulars. Let's start with Hailey. Why don't you take a stab at it?
I would say that it's for paint, but then that's just too straightforward for these commercials.
Of course.
Maybe for fish preservation.
Okay, that's a reasonable guess. Eric, do you have any idea?
Can you play it from the beginning again?
Yeah,
Don't they show 2 company names? I thought it said like Honda and something.
That's the previous.
Daihatsu and Toyobo.
Oh, I feel like it's one of those companies selling something.
Right, but what do they do? That's the question.
Oh, okay. I feel like they're selling empty space. Yeah.
Well, let's watch her paint this again. It's kind of impressive.
バナナなんだけどバナナじゃないみたいなそんな感じできた
Oh, I'm gonna guess it's makeup.
Good guess.
Yeah. All right.
Yes, not quite makeup, but you're in the right sort of like materials, sort of. Yeah. I'll leave it at that. And Edward. Ed, why did I say Edward?
Well,
Ed.
at first I was gonna say I think she's just happy to see me. I was around where Eric was, like mascara or something like that, because I thought maybe she was doing like eye shadow or something like that, since it had that shape. So that's where I was. So.
Okay. Well, this was a hard one. But I like the art. I'm not for comedy. I just thought this was really neat what she did here. So let me just play the rest of it here. I don't think they even tell you
見た
what
目
it
と
is.
中身が違う会社それが東洋棒
So you see here they write ideas in chemistry. It's a believe it or not, it's an industrial chemicals firm.
Oh, so it's
wow.
like BASF.
Yeah, they're.
I think I was right, is what you're saying. It's chemical warfare. Nice.
Yeah, and she's saying in the thing, she's like, the outside and inside can be different. Something can look like one thing and then be something completely different. So.
We can beat the raccoons once and for all using these 6 steps for painting.
Do they say what the
refuse.
artist's name is? She's like, hey, good, dude. She's amazing. Yeah.
Her name is Banana, obviously.
Obviously.
Does it say her name?
I think at the start.
Let me see.
Come on, you gotta say her art had a certain appeal.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Hikaru Cho, that must be her name.
Yeah.
Karu Cho.
Yeah, but that's
she's
pretty.
She's probably huge into the Velvet Underground, is what I'm guessing.
But again, not one of your funnier commercials, just really cool. And that's okay because I think Japan is funny, but I also really appreciate Japanese culture too. So let's go to our next commercial. This one I think is funnier, or a lot funnier. Here we go, starting now.
22番白戸次郎日本頑張ってもうすぐ来年がやってくる来年は何の年だ来年は犬年だ
All right, Inodoshida is what he's saying. Inodoshida. So, let's go to our guests. Let's start with Dino Genetic Marvel.
Well, obviously, the Paralympics are a huge deal every 4 years. And what this is a cameraman has actually accidentally recorded the seeing eye dog in advance. What happens is the skier follows right afterward in the exact same path. That is why the training is so important. So this is the preliminary run of the seeing eye dog before the blind person gets launched.
Got it. Got it. So essentially an ad for the Paralympics. Murad, let's go to you.
I'm sticking with Microsoft Surface Pro.
Nice.
He's watched our show way too many times.
Yeah,
He
he
knows
knows.
that's always one of them.
He knows the inside track. Let's go to Kelly.
I'm gonna say dog food.
Yeah.
I'm not laughing because that's a good guess. I'm just laughing. I don't know why I'm laughing, but no, it's not dog food. But the ringers on the show may already kind of have figured this out. But let's go to the Facebook audience. Facebook, have you got any guesses? No guesses. Ed, is your mom on?
She was earlier. She said she had found us. So if she's not, she must have had to go to something.
Some other. Okay. All right. Let's go to Ed. I think last time you were at the end, so let's go back to you.
Oh gosh. I might be a regular, but I was thinking the dog food thing too. So I'm trying to quickly come up with something else, and I'll say beer.
Oh, yeah, that's one of the good. What's some of the good ones? But it's one of those, Ed. It's one of those ones where.
Now I know what it is.
So we got to give Hailey a chance.
I know.
You let Ed do this because I am not going to be helpful.
No, Eric's got to go.
All right,
then.
Eric is going to guess it.
Okay, dude, if it's not a commercial for pet insurance, which it should be, all right, I think it's going to be like a Japanese Red Bull or canned coffee or something.
Oh, true.
That was a great. That normally that would be probably a solid. It's one of the other ones. It's not beer. It's not coffee. It's that other one that we get a lot. And Ed's mom is on the show. She's saying, "I'm here, Mrs. Ruben. Do you have a guess for what this commercial could be?" And she writes, "I'm busy now. I'm cooking dinner. I'm not available." Well, let's play the rest of the commercial, and then maybe you guys will be able to figure it out. I'm pretty sure you will be. Let's play the rest of the commercial.
Oh my gosh.
SoftBank.
So SoftBank.
And it literally went into a soft bank, dude. That was the most literal one I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And it turns out back then, that was 2018. It was the year of the dog. And that's what he was saying as he got projected into the air. He's saying, Inu Doshida, which means it's the year of the dog.
I thought he was gonna land and then turn immediately because he saw a squirrel or something like that. That's how I would have written the commercial.
So
all right.
my guess is going to be Dogecoin, and I was like, that's so silly of a guess. Now I'm like, it was a bank. That was so
For real.
Okay, we got another one for you guys.
Hold on, what was the dog one? I just came back.
SoftBank.
It was a bank.
SoftBank. No, well, it's it's mobile internet, that kind of thing. SoftBank.
That's not how banking works. You can't do banking with dogs, Tommy. My God.
Okay, you guys ready for the next one? Here it comes. After the Fanta Bowl, dancing, looking very happy. Any guesses? Let's start with Kelly. Let's start with Kelly.
Trying to wonder if the Carly Rae Jepsen tune is a clue.
That did sound
great
like
song. I love that song. I'm gonna say a beverage, a soda. I don't know, a pop.
Okay.
Whatever you want to call it.
That's a good guess. Murad, what do you think?
It's like a travel ad of some sort.
Okay. Dino, what do you think?
Well, if you know anything about the history of Japan, which I don't, I can tell you that every 10 years there is a celebration where they murder all men in Japan. This is them successfully celebrating now that they've actually been able to return to their normal heritage and process, that they have successfully killed all men in Japan, and they wanted to let everyone know that things are back to normal in Japan.
Things are back to normal in Japan. Yeah. All right. Facebook audience, including Ed, if you have a guess as to what this could, you know what? Let's play it again.
Yeah, run it back,
to give you guys a little opportunity to see it because there was a little bit of a hint at the beginning, I think. So pay attention to that. Here we go.
Makeup remover.
Yeah.
All right. I messed up, but that's okay. Let's get well. Kelly's got it. So we're gonna go the ding ding ding. Kelly is correct. It is makeup remover. It is but it's not the tissue type or the, I don't know what you call that. The
Face wipes.
wipes. Yeah. Do they have Biore in Canada? Okay.
Yeah, it's an international brand, Tommy. We don't live in the ice.
I mean,
we're not frost giants. We're Canadian.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you might be. Dino
Well, I'm
is.
a frost giant, but that's
Dino
not
is
everyone.
for sure.
Yeah,
We're still using acetone.
I don't know
so
about
I don't
these.
know.
I don't know about these things. I don't wear makeup. I have no clue. I just thought it was a cool ad. All right,
good
let's go.
song.
We got one more for you
Still like that
guys. This one, where is it?
You don't wear makeup, Tommy. You feel like you get made up for the
Do
news
not wear
section.
makeup.
Are you sure?
That's
I
a
buy a
private
lot of
time,
makeup.
Eric.
I
Yeah,
pay for a
time.
lot of makeup.
Okay, nice.
I have a wife and a 15-year-old daughter, so I'm a big consumer of it.
You don't wear makeup for the camera? You look like you're made up right now, like, for real.
It's all filters.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not-
Right on.
not
Right
real.
You filter fish.
on. Nice.
All right, let's find this one. All right, last commercial of the night. Starting now.
1月は初霜焼け雪だるまなど作りたる妙に凝りたる
All right, I'll stop it there. I think that's to be safe because I think it. Yeah. Okay. Let's go a little bit, few more seconds. Here we go.
手袋までびしょびしょに
All right, let's stop it there. He's pulling off his gloves. That's a good way because that's related to the product to some extent. Let's start with any of our guests. Murad, do you want to take a guess?
Is it Microsoft Surface Pro?
It's like he's
Love it.
sticking with it. He's sticking with it. Dino the Genetic Marvel.
Oh, well, this is an advertisement for university education. There are certain classes in Japan you have to take, and this is the one that's explaining that the study of war tactics starts at an early age in Japanese culture. And what they're showing is how if you fail, which is obviously that the dog has now got out, that is the failure, your clothing gets removed and you get burned alive. This is what that commercial is for.
Okay. All right. Kelly, what do you think?
Dino said exactly what I was going to say.
The Canadian thing, it's the snow. It really gives it away.
I'm gonna say hand cream.
Oh yeah.
I think it's a hand cream ad.
Part of war. That's fair.
You're very warm. I'm almost
the art
gonna
of
give
war.
it to you, but I think it's a little bit more than that.
Lube.
Yeah.
Tell her what she's won, Tommy.
Let's play a little bit more and take some more guesses.
になるのお菓子おうち
Okay, so you saw she opened it, and that's not the same. That's might be a little bit more of a hint.
Can I change my guess?
Oh.
If it's funny, go ahead.
Well, obviously, this is the act.
Obviously.
When you dishonor your family, you have to cut off a finger. So this is preparing the child. She was out in the snow. She didn't have permission. The dog got away. She now has to remove one of her fingers for the family's honor. Makes sense.
Yakuza style. Okay, Hailey, you saw she had remove the cap. Kelly was warm when she said hand cream or hand lotion, but it's not quite like that. What do you think this is? What would you think it is?
Is it icy hot? Is it, are her fingers cold? And do you put it on to make them warm?
Getting a little bit warm. Eric, any ideas?
The scene where they're like pulling the gloves off. I've seen that in Oakland. You know what I'm saying? But usually it's like a girl taking her earrings out, so they're about to fight, right? So I think it's a commercial for like a kung fu dojo, like a karate dojo or something, maybe. Yeah. Like martial arts lessons. I don't want to sound like an ingrate. I don't want to sound like I'm dumb. It's like some kind of martial arts training. You know what I'm saying? Mixed martial arts training for sure.
All right. Ed, last guess for now.
All right. Well, I don't know if you know this, Tommy, but the media rules in Japan are almost as complex as those in Canada. And so this is really advertising the fact that Cool Hand Luke is finally available.
Cool Hand Luke. Let's play the commercial, you guys, at the very end, and then we'll take some more.
I'm telling you, Joe Rogan's about to show up. Oh man,
where did it go?
Does that say Omicron?
Ointment.
Wow, they're
Ointment.
ahead of their time.
妙に凝りたる手袋までびしょびしょになるもおかし
I was also gonna get
おうちチュ
SoftBank.
ーブでオロナイン塗り
Oh, it's to treat frostbite?
It's like
Oh,
a
wow.
ointment.
It's ointment, you guys. It's
Yeah.
it's medicinal ointment for
Drinking.
dryness. Well, let's see. It says here, dryness, and like allergies, and also like
It's for eye
irritation.
usage.
So it's not quite hand lotion. It's more like medicinal. I know, Kelly, you were very close, and I was
That's
almost
fine.
going to say yes,
Yeah.
but when you think of hand lotion, you think of other things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, wink. Yeah.
Think of the
no, I know.
bottle.
Or it's a specific hand lotion.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too.
But I will say to Edward's point, in Canada, for like drug ads, you can't say what the product's for, which I think
Oh,
is
wow.
so funny.
Yeah.
It's
But
not
we also
legal.
have functioning healthcare, so
But
it
I
was
do-
worth it.
I do
That
find
sounds
it funny that most ads end with "talk to your doctor" because they can't say what it is, which I think is hilarious.
Dude, that sounds like parties in Oakland. It's like free drugs. I don't know what it's gonna do to me. Let's take it, dude. Like we do that out here all the time, dude. It's like go to a sideshow after it was time. Yeah, it's a good time.
Well,
Um,
come to the end of the show. I want to give our regulars a chance to promote anything else that they want to promote. Eric, did you have anything you wanted to mention?
Yeah, man. If anybody's in the Bay Area on Monday, on Martin Luther King Day, I'm about to do a show I'm doing Mean Dave show at Vinny's in Concord. He has a great lineup, and there's one comedian on the show that I'm gonna be really happy to perform for. And yeah, so I want to come to your show next week, or your open mic, Tommy, because at the end of this month I'm gonna be on Alicia Rain's Wish You Were Here show.
Okay.
So I think that's January 30th. So maybe I'll get to announce it again. But yeah, those are my things coming up.
All right. And Ed, what about you? What you got coming up?
Let's see. I have a outdoor open mic in Campbell at Off the Hook on Tuesdays at 8, and then then I might be doing something on the 21st over in Hayward. So we'll see.
All right.
That show didn't get canceled, did it? I want to go to that one. The motorcycle club?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
well-
Yeah. So we'll see.
Let me know. I'll be there if it
All
doesn't
right.
get canceled.
Haley, I think we checked in with you about Ellie, but do you have any specific shows you wanted to mention?
No, I will say, just because Eddie mentioned the mic, I run a mic at High Def Brewery every week on Wednesday at 8 p.m. I provide Clorox and mic condoms, and I wear a KN95, and we don't shake hands. We just make very polite eye contact. So there's that. I'm also on TikTok now, and I'm trying. So I don't know if y'all want to follow me on TikTok. That would be okay. Like,
Tommy's huge on TikTok. You know that, right?
really? No, I
Yeah,
didn't
he's
know.
huge. He does a lot of dancing. A lot of dancing.
Now,
Dino's
Dino-
huge
Dino-
in general.
Dino said that he's authoritative on this, but I'll have you know, Dino the Genetic Marvel, that on Instagram, I recently had a viral video where I'm at 66,000 views on one of my videos.
Wow.
Nice.
Whoa.
Congratulations, Tommy.
I'm just saying, I'm not like,
So only senior citizens watch Tommy Feldman. Nice. It's good to
I don't
know.
know who's watching.
Hey.
I don't know
They
who's
say
watching.
boomers don't get it. You get it, Tommy.
I think I figured out at least Instagram reel out. But anyway, you guys put your own time. But yeah, and I've got my Wednesdays, Tommy and Amira's open mic on Wednesdays. So you guys are all welcome anytime to come in. That's 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. And that's about the only comedy I'm doing right now other than this show. And our next show here, Tommy Feldman Happy Hour, is actually going to be 3 weeks from tonight. So just guys, remember that next show is going to be the first week of February. And that's it. Ed, are you ready to take us out?
I am.
Here we go, guys. That was the Tommy Feldman Happy Hour, guys. Have a great weekend. Stay safe.
Thanks, everybody. Great show.
everyone.
Thank you.
Bye, friends.
Later.
Bye-bye.
Everybody for
Good
coming.
meeting you again, Kelly.
Good to see you
Great
again.
seeing everybody. Great seeing you, Kelly.
Thanks,
Good night, guys.
And
Bye-bye.
Dino.
Night.
Bye.
And Murad.